Good evening. I'm Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us. We do have breaking news tonight out of southern Utah. Search and rescuers finding a missing hiker dead.
Yes, our ABC4 meteorologist Nate Larson joining us in studio. And Nate, you spoke with one of the hikers who called out for rescue when the weather turned. What did he tell you about this whole experience?
You know, it was interesting to hear his side of the story. Of course, this is the last remaining of the two hikers that were missing in southern Utah that's been found dead. There were over a dozen people hiking in southern Utah's slot canyons when floods started rushing in or the water started rising. Search and rescue crews were able to airlift 12 people out safely. This is actually helicopter footage of one of the rescues, which was with Juan Gonzalez. He was one of the people who called in for help. He says he researched the river flows and forecasts before the hike, but noticed from the beginning that the water was running higher than he expected once they arrived. They initially hiked the canyon rim before dropping down to river level several miles down the trail. And high river flows, muddy conditions, they made the hike into the riverbed dangerous and exhausting. At some points along the path, his group had to pass through frigid water neck deep. And after determining that water levels were still rising, Juan and his group decided that they wouldn't go any further, so they reached out for help.
I would have loved to have finished the hike, but I also am not going to put myself in danger. You know, there's a certain limit of saying, look, I like the adventure, I like the adrenaline rush, and I like all that stuff, but I'm also not going to put myself in a situation where I'm going to get killed.
Juan says that resources that Kane County Sheriff's Office provided were a godsend. Even though his trip turned sour, he still loves the area and he'll be back again. Live in the studio, Nate Larson, back to you guys.